So my name is Martin Klatt. I'm working at BASF and I'm responsible for the pharma sales management in Greater Europe, being 20 years, let's say, in that industry. For the past 20 years, I've been serving the pharmaceutical industry, and I had the pleasure to travel around the world and see a lot of countries and meet a lot of different stakeholders. And wherever you are, in the developed countries or in the emerging, independently, health and well-being is playing a fundamental role. And that's true, of course, for government, for authorities, etc. But probably the strongest emotions are coming up when you're touched personally, when you have family members or close friends being cured from diseases which were terminal for some time. And I went through that period myself. And that is giving probably the strongest emotion to work for that industry and to work for solutions. Now, if you consider that by 2050 we will have 10 billion people on this planet, there are 10 billion good reasons to work on that one and to be very excited and energetic. The big challenge of these times is change management, which is happening even at an accelerated mode. And we're all confronted with buzzwords as globalization, cost pressure, patent cliffs, and stuff like this. I strongly believe we have to reposition our compass and bring the patient back into the center of our activities. And with this, we have a fundamental goal as an industry to provide accessible and affordable medicines to all human beings. At the same point of time, there are a lot of unmet needs. And think about diseases which are creating big problems like Alzheimer or cancer or AIDS. But if you look into emerging countries, also diseases like Ebola, there are not, let's say, there are no solutions today. At the same point of time, the society or patients are looking for much more transparency in what we are doing. And that's also linked to trust, which we have to regain. And that's, for me, a big challenge we have to work on. I think all parts of the industry are important, if it's originate industry or the generics industry, and everyone has its space. But if you look into the discussions of the last 5 to 10 years, it looked more like a battle originator versus generics. And I think we have to look beyond that battle today. I strongly believe in coming out of many interviews with customers that the time of simple generics is somehow over. And people are looking wherever you are for value and innovation also in the generic sector. So think about formulations which people want to have, which are easygoing. Think about devices like inhalators, which people in the development or in emerging countries also would like to have. And I think there will be a next wave where, let's say, innovative generics, if I may call it, will have an important space. And you have the same discussions, let's say, with biosimilars, which are also in a certain way generics which are coming up. So I think that's something which is driving that generic industry very massively. Digitalization is there today and we use it. Everyone is using it, if it's the smartphones, if it's the smartwatches. So we shouldn't ignore it. I think we have to cope with that and see the opportunities which digitalization is providing to us. Now, of course, you can look at the glass half empty or half full. I see it half full because it has so many opportunities. I'm thinking about stuff which is linked to real-time data points which everyone is collecting today, and that's getting more and more precise. I'm thinking about the discussion which we just had in Germany about having people who are living very remote in treatments because all of a sudden they have a dialogue with a doctor. These are discussions which we didn't have in developed countries as Germany in the past. So I think there's a great opportunity. And just coming out of meetings here at CPhI with customers, everyone with whom I talk is seeing that as a big opportunity. And it goes also, at the end of the day, into personalized medicine and better treatment. In former times, people went once in a year to a doctor and you had one single data point. Today, you're collecting everyday data. And patients are willing to share this information because they see a value in the return. And I strongly believe that will help the industry to transform drastically and to bring, at the end of the day, value to it. I strongly believe that will be the future. So if I may have a wish to that industry, then it is to go to a strong collaboration, to start open dialogues without any taboos, and to put the patient back into the center of our activities. We have a great mission to accomplish, and that is to bring affordable and accessible medicines to the human beings.